Good day, everyone. My name is Mario Derlay, and we are live directly from the Swiss Mining Institute conference in the beautiful city of Zurich. It's a great pleasure to be with you today. Today I have two guests that I've known for quite a few years. First, let's start to welcome Mr. Victor Cantore, CEO of Amex Exploration, and also I have with us Mr. Alex Boivin, CEO of Quimbaya Gold. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Well,
Thank you
thanks.
for being with us.
Thanks.
Gentlemen, I would like to point out first the entrepreneurial character that we do have in Quebec. And Victor, I have known you since the last 15 years. I've seen you invest in companies, go in the back, do some very good deal. And lately we saw that one of your companies that you're a chairman, Northern Superior, got bought out by IM Gold. That's enlarging their presence in Quebec. And so I want to congratulate you on this.
Thank you.
Did a very good job. I know now you're part of Amex Exploration that we'll be talking after. But Victor, how's the feeling toward the entrepreneurship in Quebec? Do you feel it's lagging, it's missing? Would you like to see more people from Quebec stepping up to the plate, rising up? Because there's a lot of land in Quebec, obviously, that you're aware of. And I would like to hear you on that.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. There are a lot of young geologists that are coming forward and coming, taking on whether it be a VP exploration or a CEO, and yeah, I think it's our job at the end of the day to help those younger individuals to move forward and guide them on how to build companies and eventually be bought out. I mean, most of the business plan on a lot of these companies, most of the time they get bought out because of the large capex, and sometimes if you have a single story, it's higher risk. But stories that are lower capex and high grade, that's king. And we also have to help them how to move forward projects like that you could take it into production yourself. So yeah, I think all of us, I mean, I'm talking myself now, but I mean, we have a lot of very successful entrepreneurs. I can mention quite a few names that I think we should be mentoring our younger geologists and future executives also, not just geologists, but future executives.
Definitely. How many projects are you involved totally? Because I know you have a holding of company. How many?
Well, my main focus is really Amex Exploration. When it comes to Northern Superior, I really got to tell you that Simon Marcotte really did a great job there. He was actually leading that. We were supporting cast both Michael Gentile and myself, and not to say all their names, but all of them. Every other board member there too. We were all. But yeah, I'm involved in multiple projects, but the main one is really Amex. Involved in we've been helping finance Canadian metals. It's been completely. I think it's a great story also. So we're really.
I'll probably do another interview on that.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And we have an entrepreneur from Quebec, Alexandre Boivin, 37-year-old. I met Alex about 6-7 years ago, developing to be one of the probably largest district scale explorer in Colombia. Alex, how have you achieved that? I was looking at the ranking. You are the second largest position in Colombia. And guys, over the last 3-4 months, we have seen over 200 million flow into the country, over several companies in financing, probably ahead of the election. But Alex, talk to us about the experience you've been developing since you've been there, and then also please comment on that inflow of money that we are seeing from all these institutions coming in the country.
Yeah, no, that's a very good question, Mario, because at the end, I think every entrepreneur has to have a good vision and being able to listen. And at the end, even if it's mining business or every business in the world, people has needs in the sector, right? And me, what I have realized in Colombia, there is a lot of potential, geological, technical potential. It's amazing. It's the less explored country in all South America. And that said, also I saw a big gap between the Colombian culture and the foreign investors, let's say funds, institutional, private investor, family offices. So I look at this and I say, if I can fill the gap, and let's say help both parties to win all together, I can create a lot of value. So that's what kind of the vision. And after that, I started with 1,000 hectares, and now we have more than 66,000 hectares. And most important than everything, it's so funny because all our asset never has been drilled, but they has been mined, right? Like, so we have artisanal miners, we have historical mines. We're neighbor to producers. Example, our flagship project, Tahami. It's in Segovia, Colombia, a world district for high-grade gold. Huh? It's the second or the third richest mine in the world. And everybody around us are producers. So we are the only one in exploration in the middle of all of them. So yeah, the vision was to create value in this sector, and I think it's to understand what people need at the end.
Alex, how were you able to capture 66,000 hectares? Do you have access to a system, or how is it working with there? This is very interesting because yes, in Quebec, Victor, as you know, we have a CGOM system that you can go claim, use your credit card, and buy. How is it done in Colombia?
It's the same in Colombia. There is a digital system that you can claim when it's free. Also, we have a big advantage. Let's say for me in Colombia, Canada, it's a big mining country. There is a lot of competition, right? And other countries in the world. Colombia, it's couple of groups, they create billions of dollars over the years, and they always repeat it. When they sell a project, they create a new project and create it. So there is a recipe. There is not a lot of competition. So how we have built the portfolio, first of all, it was quiet for many years in the sector, juniors, pre-discovery, so we had the chance to buy everything we can. And second, we have a software, we're the fastest one of Colombia to claim. So let's say we were in Canada, and somebody's losing his title or everything, people go in line and click with their credit card. Us, our software is the first one of all Colombia. So we just put the parameters and we decide where we want to go.
Wow, amazing. Coming back to Victor. Victor, I'm going to ask you, because I quote many times Amex as Quebec next gold mine.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you give us
Quebec next high-grade gold mine.
High-grade gold mine. Okay, thank you for the specifications. Why don't you give us like a 90-second intro about MX so we can have our viewers to it's an advanced story, high-grade story. It's been developing. We had many presents in Ouénaranda where we do our show, and people there they're really welcoming this project there. You have a great base of shareholder, but why don't you give us, like a brief intro on Amex?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've drilled a little over 500,000 meters, and that's Amex.
Yeah.
There was more drilling than that on that project in the past. We were fortunate enough to find a high grade zone.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at so we did put out a PA. So when you look at total, we have 2.3 million ounces. If you're looking at an average grade around 5.4 grams per ton on the 2.3, there's 1.6 million in measured and indicated. And that's important, measured and indicated, because then from there you can start your conversion to proven and probable if you're moving to...
And I like to add, Victor, because I know some technical guy, you have good ounces.
Yes.
Because some project can be really large, but sometimes there's some ounces that you have to scrap because of the pit, whatever. But from what I've been hearing on technical side, all good ounces.
Absolutely. The ounces are really special. So on that, there's 1.6 million ounces at 6.14 grams per ton. But the star of the show is the Champagne Zone. The Champagne Zone has 831,000 ounces at 16.2 grams per ton.
My God.
That's more than half an ounce, and there's also inferred of 128,000 ounces, and it's not closed by any measure. Now, it's not just having high grade ounces; it's also in what context it is. This is a body that dips down around 85 to 90 degrees. It's almost a vertical body.
Wow, this is perfect.
Easy to mine.
Yeah.
And where you're located, you're in the town of Normetal. There's about 800 residents there, 23 minutes south of us. That's where you're going to get all your workers. They have about 10 to 12,000 residents. You have water, you have electricity, You have roads right to the project. I'm just going to tell you a quick story. I was with someone, a financier that wanted to see the project. So we land in Rouyn-Noranda. We start driving. So 15 minutes into the drive, he asked me, "Are you telling me that this is the road, the same road all the way to La Salle, this paved road?" I go, "Yeah, this is it. We're going to be at the core shack on this, and then when we get on site, it's going to be hard packed. That's where you get to all the rest of the drill zone." So we've been really blessed with it. I even go further. I challenge, find me close to 1 million ounces in that context, high grade. I'm pretty sure you could put that on a hand historically to find that many ounces. We've been blessed with that. I mean, that will pay for all the infrastructure after that. That's going to pay for everything. And I like his concept about land. It's really, so in Quebec, we had 45.6 square kilometers. So along the deformation zone, along that Segovia deformation zone, they have a different name on the Ontario side. We've added another 152 square kilometers. Like now we have 197 square kilometers, all on the greenstone belt, and the geologists see a mirror image on the other side. And we're still looking to increase land position. That business plan, I agree with it 100%.
And it's not because there's a boundary from La Frontière du Québec with Ontario that the geology doesn't continue. We've seen so many stories where the guys, they don't talk about the neighbors, but neighbors has sometimes as much. It's going to be in my book with the investors that got in. Like one of your main shareholders is Eldorado, and it's definitely a geological model that they do understand. You have also Mr.
Well, if you look at the first PA that we put out, and you look at the Lamac PA or that Integra did back in 2017, they look like twins. I think that's why Eldorado got involved first, because they were envisioning a twin there. Like it looks like another Lamac. I'm not saying it is. I'm not a geologist, but you compare the PAs and they were pretty similar. The first one.
Okay, Victor, at 275.80. That's the price of the stock right now. Around how much are we paying an ounce in the ground?
In how much we're paying ounce
an ounce in the ground. But
but not all ounces are made the same. Like if I do an EV to the ounce, it's really the quality of the ounces. And I'll give you an example. When Great Bear got bought out, I mean that was, and price of gold was a lot lower. It was close to $300. It was close to $300 an ounce.
Wow.
When OTCQB Mining got bought out, do the math on that. Depending which analyst you look at, that number is anywhere from $300 to $600 an ounce. I mean, high grade ounces are.
I remember Integral got bought out at $160 an ounce by Eldorado.
Back
then.
The calculation on ounces, it's you look at our payback period. Like so, we used $3,400. We used $2,500 as a base case.
Okay.
But I just want to give you the exaggerated numbers or the bigger numbers. You look at $3,400 gold, post tax. Payback period is 0.4. That's 5 months.
And it's not exaggerated. 3,400. We're at 4,200 right now.
No, exactly.
But like we said at the beginning,
exactly.
The good ounces.
Yeah.
Okay, companies will definitely pay a price on it because obviously, your corporate strategy is you'll definitely get taking out. Okay.
This project you could put into production. My capex is not a big capex here.
Okay.
Again, I can only talk about the actual, whatever's in the PA. So the PA is that the capex is $146 million.
But can I say that I do like this strategy? And I'll tell you why. Because when you plan everything to do the production yourself, at one point there's a major, because don't forget, guys, the price of all these stocks, the majors, they have all rise up. So now they know that they do have a way to look into, because sometimes they do have cash, have share deal, So they're going to look at you, they're going to say, oh my God, Victor is going to do it, A little bit like the Canadian Malartic Cisco guys. You know, like they were going to do it.
Absolutely.
Except that Agnico came in and said, hey, you give me the key, here's $3-4
right.
billion, whatever. You know, I think that's a great strategy.
Yeah, I think
Personally, I think, I'm going to say in front of the camera here, it's a great strategy because for the investor, I could say, and we could say, we see more hike on the stock. So it could be, is it going to be, because it's $2.75, but is it going to be $5 to $7? Is it going to be a $8 to $10 target? You know, plus the more you're defining ounces,
That's
and we
right.
talk about they are good ounces,
that's right.
then this should add up to the value of the.
Well, we're on a dual path.
Yeah.
Production and still exploration, because there's still, you know, we pretty much are on that deformation.
You're growing the monster, and that's a very good strategy. On this, I'll get back to Alex. Alex, your strategy, I know that you have 2 drill turning on the project right next to Aris Miner. We know that they want to grow their production, you know, like from 200 to 300,000 ounces per year. Alex, you have a lot of good card in your play in the sense that you, with the big land position, you know, like I came to understand with time and years that a producer is, it's not sometimes they left the exploration side to other companies like yours. So you definitely are at the driver's seat there. You know, like what's your corporate strategy, Alex?
It's
What can
very
happen?
simple. Like Victor said, they did what, 500,000 meters. Us, we want to drill, baby drill, right? Accelerate the drilling. It's our time now. We're compensated for result. Many years ago, you had a drill hole and nobody was looking at you. So right now, it's drill, drill, drill. If I can do 20,000, 40,000 meters a year, I will do it all the way. And the second thing, like he's saying, the fact that your capex to go in production, and in Colombia it's very fast to go in production, and the cost of production is very low. Okay, so example, if we look at Aris Mining Segovia, it was a 13.8 million deposit, still open, 16.1 grams per ton average. They still have 5 million ounces. They produce already, not Aris, but the history of Segovia. It's 200 years mine, 8 million ounces. Us, we have all the extension of that. And I can tell you to go in production, like he's saying, 140 million, it's easy financing for that type of deposit. And it's a big advantage because I'm seeing a lot of projects, it's 500 million or 1 billion and 10 years timeline. Us, if we drill and we hit and we grow our resources, it will be very possible to start a production, become profitable, and extend the resource and reserve with continual drilling. Yeah.
Plus, Alex, you have so much field. I do know that there's some place you have over 25 mine on the field.
Right now we're exploring. So we have 2 systems. One, it's epithermal vein system, high-grade gold and silver, and that's many kilometers of strike. And we know that the neighbor has result at depth to 2.7 kilometers, and it's still open. So the neighbor, it's 13.8 million ounces. So like we have the extension. Also, we have a porphyry system, which it's copper, molybdenum, and gold. If we look at the porphyry system in Colombia that they have been discovered over the last 10 years, they all went over 1 billion. It's a high sulfidation system. It's linked with epithermal vein system, means that we have the vein still, but also and that's 1,000 hectares over 66,000 hectares. So it's 1.5% of our portfolio. And right now in Colombia, there is a lineup to find deal. But like I like to say, you have to buy when nobody wants it. And when everybody wants it, right now, just a portfolio of 66,000 hectares, I think just to buy it now, it's bigger than our market cap.
Wow. Alex, I want to congratulate you. You did a 14.4 million baht deal, institutional. Since the inception of the company, you raised $30 million, plus you were able to generate a deal with Independence Drilling in Colombia for 100,000 meters of drilling, okay, to pay with shares. Nice. So, Alex, what I'm saying is that you'll have money for the next 5-10 years obviously, for the juniors.
Yeah. Our strategy was very simple. We were three guys at the beginning of Quimbaya, let's say. We have built the portfolio at the best price we can. After that, we went to get the best geologists of Colombia, like Ricardo Sierra, Dr. Stuart Redwood, Nicolas Lopez, name it. So all these guys, they have already proved themselves to create billions of dollars in discovery, okay? And the third thing that we're doing, we went to get the credible guy. It means if the drilling company is drilling for share, what you can think, they think they're going to make more money with their shares. If the seller of our neighbor mine sold to Aris, put a check in Quimbaya, he thinks he's going to make. So we went to get, and now the bought deal with institutional. So when the money follows you and it's smart money and they know how to calculate and they have experience, you put your next level into the company. So right now, the only thing we have to do is to drill, hit, and it's going to go naturally.
Because sometimes, like, and Victor, coming back to you, remember when you first put out your first resources, all stock took down with around 89 cents. Right away, I think you did a $6 million financing. Right away took off. And then after, Eldorado came in again. How much? 25 million they put? 37 you did?
They were, the last financing, they were 64% of the financing.
Wow. Yeah. Like what I'm saying is that because, like I believe that's a lot of guys in our business, they think that you get punished when you publish a resource calculation. And that can explain why Chris at Great Bear didn't want to put it out. Because he said if he only says he has 1 million ounces, he got punished. But when you are backed by institutional, okay, this is what makes it interesting. Because it's only a price distortion. Look where it is. It traded up to 302.
Yep.
I know because and
Mario, also it depends on the perception of the investor. Me, I have some investor when it's going down, they're calling me crying, and they need a psychologist. Sorry to say that, but it's okay. But some people, they call me and they say, hey, I'm so happy it went down. I could buy more. So it really depends on the perception. And sometimes the market is not perfect. Sometimes just someone wants to sell to buy something else, or he wants to buy a house. It's an opportunity to accumulate cheaper stock.
Me, what I like to add is that sometimes when they call me, and yes, they're asking me why is the stock dropping down and everything, I just review with them why they invest initially, okay? As you know, guys, small cap business, we start by investing by the people that we trust. And after that, you come up with a project, a structure, financing, whatever, everything as follows. But sometimes only a price distortion. In the case of Amex, was a price distortion. And I'm pretty convinced because I saw that stock rise up to, what was the high, Victor?
419.
419
was the high.
I traded it up to there. I did remember it was above. Should be above because you never had any more than what you do have.
Well, the fundamentals are better today than it was.
Then it's it. So, for somebody looking at Amex, to me, it's a very good entry point.
But look at the market. Let's say, I don't know exactly all the details with Amex, but let's say I'm talking just Aris Mining. 3 years ago, it was at $2. Now it's at 16.
Right.
Why? They grow a little, but it's the same project. It's the same team. It's everything. Collective Mining was at $1. They drilled, they hit, they went up to $19. Amex, like maybe now it's $2.80. Maybe it should worth $4, $5, $6, and that's the opportunity of the market. Quality people, they build a good project with the right team, and there is a price distortion. That's why we can make money if the price was always right.
I got somebody who asked me when Quimbaya ran up to $1.07, came back around 55, 60. Somebody called me, say, oh, it should have been a short there. I said, what do you mean? I said, Agnico traded up to 260. In 1 week, it was trading down at 219.
Yeah.
In 1 week, he lost $40. So even, guys, when we talk brokers, analysts, because we have a network, we talk to each other,
That's
okay? Right. We say, okay, these are market distortion, Agnico, start building us a good, strong support around 220. Now it's back up. It's trading around 230. It's for sure it's going to happen. And particularly, it's an advanced project, Victor, and you, Alexandre, it's an exploration project. But these price movement, distortion, it can happen whenever you made your decision. You go with the person because it's probably one of your best parameters at the beginning. I think investors should stick with it, and like Victor, you are now you are delivering with Norton Superior. Showing that yes, you can do some trade like this. It's definitely going to happen with Amex. That's my forecast.
I mean, the price movement, the distortions. I mean, that's really the market trades on emotions. It trades on perception, and when gold comes off $100 and everybody's trying to exit the door as if there's a fire somewhere, but we were at 1,800 a year and a half ago, maybe.
Exactly.
Like even more. Here, I'll go even further. Take a producer, for example. I don't even think any of the producers have any guidance above $2,500 gold. So when gold goes from 4,002 down to 3,900, but that day when it went down, they're still selling gold at 3,900 that day and 4,000 the day before. So in 3 months from now, they're gonna have a spectacular.
Spectacular number
again, and they're not going to give you a guidance. They're not going to give you a guidance. Oh, we're going to be selling gold at 3,900 because they don't know. They're going to stay conservative. They'll tell you, well, our guidance is 2,800, 2,700.
Victor, they produce in Canadian, they sell in US.
Yeah.
Plus
and me, I have a little background in economy, but let's say in 2008, the gold was 600. They do quantitative easing. They print, I think it was $4 trillion to 2010 to 2012. Went to 1,800 3 times. Now, last pandemic, they print $8 trillion. They're going to print more. It should go exponential. It means like when you have a guy like Pierre Lassonde that is saying he's seeing at 17, he did the math. He's a very good, let's say, credible guy. I'm not saying he's going to go there, but I remember I was at PDAC 2-3 years ago doing an interview. We were at 1,500 people were asking me. I said, it's going to go between 3,000 and 5,000. We're at 42,000, and the fire didn't start yet. I mean, it's still high market. We're 48%. 48% over the year gold price up. Something is cooking.
I'd just like to add, Victor, the more that the price is higher, the bigger the variation is going to be. Like $100 is like it's a
5%.
Like it's small percentage. So percentage-wise, like the bigger the commodity is, as you know.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, for sure we're gonna see 40, 80, down 100, up 100. As long as we're hovering 4,100. Definitely, I'm calling for probably what we always say Christmas rally, Santa Claus rally. Maybe to go test again the 4,379 and 13 cents ounce Troy, to close the end of the year on a very good note on the gold side. Victor, I have a question for you, and it's related to where you are right now, where you are drilling. As you enter the next phase of drilling, which specific target of structural control do you believe have the potential to materially reshape the scale of this deposit?
So if I talk about the Quebec side, in one way or another, every deposit is open. One could be open at depth, one could be open on the south and the north. So on the Quebec side, we're definitely going to be drilling there. But we're also going on the Ontario side. On the Ontario side, so we've embarked on a 100,000 meter drill program from now till the end of 2026, fully financed. On the Ontario side, they're seeing a mirror image on the other side. It's same type of rock. It's a rhyolite. It's a sodic rhyolite, and you look at some of the. With sonic drilling, they had as numbers as high as a little over 6 grams per ton. They had a bunch. Sonic drilling is usually it's an exploration tool. You're doing a grid and you're coming up with numbers. So you're getting those kind of numbers in 1-2 meters of inside your 1-2 meters of bedrock. It's quite like we're really expecting to increase the ounces. Look, you're in the Abitibi Greenstone Belt, one of the most prolific gold belts, that have produced gold in the world. We're pretty much sitting on that belt by ourselves.
Yeah.
There was a lot of overburden there, so it's more expensive than if you're in Val-d'Or and you have all these outcrops. Here you have to use you have to use geophysics and all these other tools. But the fact that we've drilled 500,000 meters, you have all this information. Now you try to copycat that as you increase the land positions. And again, there's a lot of landowners that are just landowners that we can continue accumulating and picking up land in that area, which will continue.
I know you have a neighbor, Star Peak. That's correct.
Yep.
How are they advancing?
Well, I haven't seen them announce any drill program yet. They're a little bit different. They're mostly in VMS. It's mostly their VMS deposit that they're going after because they're right beside the Normetal. They're right beside the Normetal mine. There's this thing called the Normet Mar.
Okay.
And then if you continue going east of that, there's a company called Generic Gold that has, I think, 125 square kilometers all on the belt. And I think that whole area is going to restart. There's going to be a lot more activity, including Star Peak, including Generic. I do believe that.
Because like whenever we see a resource project going on, like I know some people in LaSalle, they're very happy. They're shareholders. They support you. They love what they see, and because like if there's a sector who can revamp an economy, it's the mining. Yeah, I'm pretty highly convinced you guys are hiring drillers, contractors from the area. Plus, if I look at a Cisco, because I go through Canadian Malartic every month, like it's unbelievable how the city, they have new sidewalk, lights, they push the road, they have a Carrefour Giratoire, a new shopping mall, new restaurant.
I read a study in the poor country by, let's say, growing their industry in mining, they have changed significantly the quality of life of the majority of the country. So there is a direct correlation between mining and a country like the people to be rich.
And strong employers, because you're hiring people, so you're good people, they can make a living out of it.
Yeah, well, that project, the Amex project, is really going to help the local economy. And I'm talking about not only the towns that you're near, but Lassar is 23 kilometers south of us. That's really a lumber town. Lumber is big, and with this whole trade thing that's going on with the U.S., it's going to be affected like it was affected when on our last trade war in 2017. And a project like Amex goes forward. We can offer them a lot of jobs. At least even from the political level, there's a lot of support because we can support them there with a lot of high paying jobs. I mean, the mining jobs are they're good paying jobs.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I saw a statistic like the average of a job in a mining company, like the larger cap company like Nico or Ekla, whatever, around 125,000.
Yeah, that's.
No, so you can make a living. You can start a family. You can pay tax to the government. Plus you bring into the municipality money. So it can grow.
Well, Normetal is an old mining town. That mine was the Normetal mine was in production 30, 40, 50 years. It would be nice to get start up a mine there again, and Normetal is a great example. When you look at our PowerPoint presentation, there's an area where the tailings was. It's completely rehabilitated. They did a great job. There's a liner under, so it doesn't seep into the water table. On top, it's all green. It's beautiful. It looks like a golf course. Sometimes when I start the presentations, I call that. I go, well, here's a local golf course. It's not.
But you guys are revamping the city.
Absolutely.
Pretty amazing.
There is solution. We're in 2025.
That's for sure. Alex, I have the question for you. With the second drill rig add to the program, where do you see the biggest potential for near-term high-grade intercept? Is there a zone or trend that you believe could emerge as a flagship discovery for the Quimbaya?
For sure.
Talk to me about the porphyry.
I mean, we're going to have many discoveries. Like, it's not going to be only one. We send a second rig because, like I'm saying, we're an early stage opportunity, right? With a lot of advantage. But let's say now we're going to drill, and I want to put even more rigs in the future. I want to accelerate. It's our time now. So I won't be surprised that we discover the veins from Aris Mining extension going into our assets. So that's high grade gold, right? Their head grade, like like they say, their measured and indicated resources are at 16.1 grams per ton. Maybe their reserve it's 10 grams per ton, but it's going like they have hit up to 800 grams per ton, 200 grams per ton. So it's a mix, but let's say we're looking to have a good, nice size deposit of 10 grams per ton equivalent, let's say, of gold. And the porphyry, that's the surprise for me, and I'm getting educated by my team, technical team, and that can be very huge because for now it's 2 by 1.4 kilometers, and we know it's still open, and normally they come more than one. And yeah, so that will be Q1, Q2 next year, starting drilling. We're doing the geophysics, we did the LiDAR, we're doing all the mapping, the sample. But yeah, I think we just took like they say in Spanish, I don't know how to say that, but the lowest fruit of the tree, right? Like
The low-hanging fruit.
yeah, thank you very much. So that's what we're doing now, and we're looking to accelerate. I won't be surprised that we will double or triple the team next year, and not having 2 rigs. I hope we're gonna have way more.
Okay.
Rigs.
One thing just pop up. You guys are both financier, okay? And that question is going to be for you. As you know, Victor, I know you for quite a while. The way you talk, with all the knowledge you have developed, like in geology, metallurgy, engineering, like law, because there's so many, where I'm getting with this is that, like because you guys go in the field, see the drill, you learn all about this. But Alex, I wanted to ask you a question, okay? Because Antioquia is like Val-d'Or, okay? They've been mining for over 500 years. I know I'm going to make you laugh here. But Alex, where's the source of that gold? Orogenic vein only? Have they ever find, like, because they've been mining for a long time. And guys, like those artisanal miners, they are very good because, like they need to find gold. It's their living, and they do find it.
Yeah,
they do.
But that source.
Yeah, so like you're saying, like all Antioquia. First of all, Antioquia, what I heard from the indigenous like books, it was mountain of gold. That's why they call it Antioquia Department, mountain of gold. But we have many projects, let's say in Colombia, that they were mined by the Spaniard, like the Spanish Empire, and after that the English.
Yeah.
Which Segovia, where we are, it's the most famous one, I will say. But yeah, where is the source? I don't know, but we have consolidated 24,000 hectares around, and I hope we can find the source. We never know. In life, there is luck also.
I like to say, Victor, you're going to agree. Investing in mining, it's a business where you can sleep poor, but you can wake up very rich. Because, mines are never where you would like to find them. They are where they are. And, like, unless you put the money with the drilling in the ground, this is where you will know. You have a good indication, but, and it tells me that, in life, you make your chance. Okay? So if you take that chance, go and do it, then you should be rewarded. On this, everybody, thank you very much. I want to thank our presenters here, Victor Cantore from Amex Exploration. Victor, thank you very much. It was great to see you. And Alex Boivin from the Quimbaya Gold. 2 stock to watch, by the way. Check out for all the news. They be coming up. 100,000 meter drilling. Alex, are you planning to add, I know you were doing 4,000.
Now we're 4, and we will announce...
the 15,000?
I can't tell you
right now, but we will
announce a second drink.
Okay, very good. On this, merci beaucoup. Thank you very much, everybody. And
thank you, man.
Happy trading. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. Merci.